I'm from Chicago, Illinois, the South Side to be exact, one of the toughest cities basketball-wise to make it out of. I think the intensity and grit that we all play with together makes the competition a lot better. The violence plays a part in it as well. We all have the mindset that we want to make it out, so it pushes us to go harder on and off the court. Huge shout out to Scouts League and Antonio for helping me get the experience that I needed before getting signed. Without the great preparation that they gave me, I don't think I would be as successful as I am today. They taught me a lot of things on and off the court, such as branding myself, learning how to talk to coaches, and then of course things on the game that I needed to improve. The sacrifices that I took to get here, I feel a lot of people would judge me, close friends and family. The investment that I made, it was very worth it though. There was a time I had to use all of the money that I had to fly to the camp that helped me get signed. And then on my first year on my contract, there was only food and housing, no pay. So I had to tell myself, how am I going to get through this first year with no pay? But I just thought about, if I make it through this year, I would make it to the next year where I would make something at least, and it would be a stepping stone from there. And that's exactly what happened. In order to get where you want to be, sometimes you just have to take chances that will be scary to you. Look, the difference between my first team and now, I think for my first team, there was a lot of things off the court that I had to adjust to, like knowing I would be away from home for 6 months. I think the second toughest part for me was the language barrier. On the court wise, the things I had to adjust to was how they play physical. It is a lot different from America. Also the game style. In America, we like to play ISO ball a lot. Over here, they're more team ball, and that was a big thing that I had to change in my game. For my second year, I was already more comfortable now. The only thing that I haven't really learned is more Portuguese yet, but I'm working on that as well. But my teammates here treat me like family. The environment here is different. I'm closer to a city where there's more tourists, so I can connect with more people. Connections are everything. Like for example, I'm starting to connect with more people now that can help with training outside of basketball, whether it's physical conditioning or just actual skills training. And I think that can play a big part of my game as well. So, I do see myself playing in Portugal for the rest of my career. The way basketball things work, you can end up in another country, but my goal is to stay here in Portugal for the rest of my career. I'm starting to connect with a lot of people here already. I love the basketball here. I love the people here. So outside of basketball, this is a very comfortable place for me to stay. So I would love to stay here for the rest of my career. The advice I would give myself or any player that's coming up from Chicago that's trying to make it pro, or actually any city, I would say do not be afraid to make an investment on yourself. Rather if it's the last if you got, if this is something that you really want, do not be afraid to take certain risks or chances on yourself. It will pay off eventually. Also, I would say always the mindset that you should have is just keeping basketball first, learning that you are trying to feed yourself and your family off this. So you have to learn how to control your reactions, learn how to talk with people, learn how to work with people. Everything will not go your way all the time, and there will be some tough pills you will have to swallow to get to the top. And I think that's for everybody's route, but it will all be worth it in the end. Shout out to Antonio and Scouts TV. Without their help and connections, I would not be here where I'm at today. Also, shout out to my first team, Basket Club Core, and the president and the coach. They also helped me a lot. They took the chance on me, and I would not be here on my second team if it wasn't for them. Shout out to my team now at Drake Is It. I appreciate them so much for accepting me in as a family and supporting me on and off the court. I hope to continue with you all as a family this season and on.